We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Warning: the following program contains explicit language and mature content. It is not meant for the easily offended. So if you are an emotional pussy, please refrain from listening. Thank you and enjoy.
Ooh, back again, the Words on Fire podcast. Your boy Cujo, rolling solo today. I'm got this new thing on a tryout. Got a special guest. She just popped out on the screen. She goes by the name of Piggy. Andrea Amaro, a local MMA fighter, aka ass kicker, aka extreme athlete. I'm sure I probably left something out there. Andrea, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Sweaty.
Sweaty? Yeah, I know you said you just finished training, right?
Yes, I just did. We had a hard workout and we're in a warehouse, so like the sun hits the mats and it's like extra hot. It gets like 110 degrees in here or something.
God damn. Yeah, you gonna get your sweat on. You are one of our I think you're our second guest and we actually try to do this internet thing with. So it's new to me. I am technically retarded, so it's kind of hard for me to, you know what I mean. I'm more of a I'm more of a just show up, talk to a person, and you know I'm good to go. My technical team consists of my 12-year-old son, so he's the one that does all this stuff for me. Yeah, now he's kind of tired right now. Like I said, we just got back from football practice. Ms. Andrea, where could people find you first and foremost? Where are you most prevalent on? Are you on Instagram, Facebook? Where could people find you so they want to know more about you?
They can find me on Instagram, Andrea Virginia, and then _. That's where I'm at most of the time. Or you can find me on Facebook under Andrea Amaro, and that's it.
All right. So, Ms. Andrea, so is it Andrea or Andrea? Because I know people, it's El Paso, and people are touchy about certain pronunciations. Which one are we going
Andrea.
with? Andrea. Okay. So, Andrea, how long have you been in this fight game for?
Ooh. Consistently, I've been on the scene for about 10 years now.
Damn. What got you into MMA?
Well, I've been doing like martial arts and like this type of stuff since I was like about 10.
Okay.
And I stopped doing it once I got into high school just because, you know, I had just different circumstances. I was a homeless teen, so, you know, I couldn't continue. So
Okay.
That took me off the scene. And then I was a college runner. So I didn't come back till I was like back in 2014, at the end of 2014.
Mm-hmm. So how old were you when you came back to this?
I was 18, 19, and I got back into it because I was in a really bad abusive relationship, and I was just trying to get away from the guy, like stay busy, kind of stay out of like any of my normal places that I would be. And so I would be at the gym from the time they opened to the time they closed.
Damn, that's a lot of workout. That's a lot of workout, man. I can't even.
And that's on top of my running stuff.
Oh, so you're a big runner then, right? Because you said you got a scholarship for running.
Yes.
Damn. What is it? What is it about running that you like? Because I personally can't stand running. I hate it.
You know what? I was a fat kid. So first of all, what I weigh right now is what I weighed when I was 10.
Oh, damn. I can't remember the last time I weighed what you weigh right now. Because you're what? What do you walk around next? I know you fight at what, 115?
Yeah, so I walk around anywhere from 123 to, if I'm super heavy, 128, but nowhere over.
No, that's nothing then. But I mean, running, because I know like I've always found it difficult for me to run, you know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna go run like 3 miles. Like if I don't have an end game to it, like say for example, like in a sport, right? Like if you're playing football, the point is to run, you know, from one end zone to the other one, score a touchdown, or in soccer, you know, one field to the other field, you know, kick a goal in. Like Like, what is it about running that you enjoy so much? Because I can't just run to run. You know what I mean?
You know what? It just I think it was an escape for me, just because growing up it wasn't that easy for me, and going
Mm.
through school wasn't that easy for me, and so running was the only outlet I had. So for me, like, I go running and it's like an escape. I put on my music, or I'm running with somebody, and it's just like, I just go. It's just like you and your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're running, what's the soundtrack? What you got playing?
Ooh. Honestly, it goes from super emo sad to
Ooh.
like gangster rap.
Damn.
So
Oh,
it could
okay.
be
So you want to
anywhere
shank a
from like I'm
motherfucker?
cutting myself to
Oh
like
shit.
super.
Damn. So you trying to cut
Yes.
a motherfucker? You don't cut yourself. So wow, that's a big, that's a big rainbow, man. That's a big rainbow. Uh, can do you would you feel comfortable talking about? I know you said you mentioned when you were younger, you were a homeless. How did that come about? If you don't mind getting into that.
No, I don't mind at all. So basically, I kind of was a black sheep of the family,
Okay.
and my dad was just super hardcore Mexican, and
Mm-hmm.
he was very hard on us. Like, he was just hard. Like, he was a hard person to get along with, to live with. He was just very machismo. Like, and I wasn't a bad kid. Like, I wasn't like always getting into trouble. No, I never really got into trouble. It was just like more like I think he just we just didn't agree or see eye to eye,
Mm-hmm.
and it led me getting kicked out. So he kicked me out, and I was a junior at the time in high school. So,
Damn.
and
So
he didn't talk to me for about 4 years.
God damn. And that was over just disagreements that you guys would have like on the daily, or just was it something specific, or was it just constant whatever,
It was
just the fact of breathing?
it was that. It was like a constant, like, down my back. And I was like pretty much like school and back home. Like, if I wasn't at school or doing something,
Mm-hmm.
I even had to lie being in wrestling because he didn't believe in girls doing wrestling.
Right.
And so, like, that, just being in four walls and basically being like, uh, I don't know, you're in the Mexican culture, you have to learn how to clean. You have to what they think a woman should be doing.
Right, 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 right. Cooking, cleaning the dishes, no opinions.
um, to
Yeah,
tell you
just
how many hours I spent in the kitchen cleaning, I can tell you that was probably my childhood wrapped in it.
oh shit. So as a
I laugh.
junior,
People laugh.
so yeah, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but as a junior, trying to, as it is, it's hard enough, growing up, right? Because you're going through a lot of changes physically and mentally, and then to compound the fact that you got the struggle of now you find yourself homeless. Like how did you make it through those homeless years? What would you do? Like how would you find? Were you crashing with friends? Were you? I mean, how did you make it through?
Well, God has a way of, providing when you need. And, I've just been blessed enough to have people along the way that have helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a best friend during the time. She and her mom allowed me to stay with them for a while, and they moved. So I'm super big advocate on, paying it forward, because this lady um, doesn't know me at
Mm-hmm.
all. Lives across the street from my best friend. Doesn't know me. Doesn't know what she's getting herself into. Takes me in, and puts clothes on my back. Gives me food,
Right.
and basically, like, takes me in as her own. And the only reason, like, I left that situation wasn't because I wanted to. Like, it was because, I was trying to fix things with my parents. What kid doesn't want to fix things with their parents?
Right.
And just for me to end up back on the street like a month later.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was pretty much in an abusive relationship with this man I told you about. At
Mm-hmm.
the time, I was 16 and he was 21. And, well, he put a roof over my head, and when I needed a place to stay, when I needed help, at
Yeah.
least he did that for me.
Damn. And how long were you in that relationship with this piece of shit?
For 4 or 5 years.
Jesus. And was it from the get go? Was it? I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure. Like the first date, he didn't come out throwing a right hook right off the bat, right? Like it wasn't from the get go, was it, was it just like over time where the true colors came out?
It was with time, but he was already showing red flags. I mean, from the get go, it was like, um, since I'm young and very impressionable, and this is like my first boyfriend too at this
Right.
ever, you know, me wanting to be loved or me wanting to be with somebody, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, just controlling who I talked to, if I had social media, how I
Mm.
dressed, who I
Okay.
hung out with. Yeah, so it was like all those things were controlled. And then as I got older, just got worse and worse and worse.
Jesus. Did I mean, did it ever? 'Cause I know you said he did put hands on you. Like, was it ever bad enough to where he put you like in the hospital or anything like that, or was it
No, like the
just
cops were called pretty
oh,
much. They
okay?
they saw they saw him dragging me out of his home on concrete, and I had
What?
like a yeah. So he dragged me out of his home
Uh huh.
because he was. This was an altercation. It was just like he dragged me out, and I was wearing like a backless thing, and he dragged me out on concrete, and there was neighbors all over watching this as he was dragging me out.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
And the cops
Mexicans
said,
won't say shit. They won't say shit, but they'll
they
be outside
tried.
watching shit.
Yeah, they tried. I think one of them tried, and like it was gonna be more like they were gonna arrest me somehow, and I was like, for what? Don't you see like what like
Yeah.
what happened to me? And I learned off the back, you don't raise your hands to anybody ever or try to defend yourself in those situations. Unfortunately, those things are tough.
Yeah.
So anyone who's been in it, they know like trying to get out of it or you know trying to reach out for help or anything like that. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will say, I will applaud you for turning a negative into a positive, and now you're because it's usually when somebody gets in that predicament, especially like you said, at such a young age and impressionable, people believe that that's the norm. You know what I mean? People fall into
Yeah.
that. And unfortunately, the only way that they get out of it is either they hurt themselves or they end up in jail for some other shit, or it's always worst case scenario to truly get out of it. So with MMA, did that help you completely get out and be like, you know what, I need to square something away now?
Yeah, it really like um took me away. I always say like it saved my life. Like um I'm not with this coach anymore, but I always give him credit,
Mm-hmm.
and I always thank him for it. Bushido MMA, Lugosida, and
Okay.
he really the local MMA coach, and he really, really, really helped me in that aspect. He was my coach for a very long time, and he's the one who pulled me out and helped me out, and
Mm-hmm.
just said, "Hey, just come, be here. You can be here however long you need."
Right.
And I was there from the time they opened to the time they closed, and I was there for a whole year before he even mentioned maybe you should think about fighting because I
Mm.
was just there all the time. So it really just helped me, like pulled me out of that situation completely. I wasn't even thinking about that person, or I didn't even think about going near them anymore. Like I put myself in a different situation.
Yeah. No, that's like I said. That like I said, kudos to you because that's something that's very very difficult to self realize. First of all, to see that hey something's not right, and to actually go through with it and pull yourself out. Now, when you're looking at to describe yourself as an MMA fighter, what well I guess it's style or is it what is the word for it?
Yeah,
Damn
it's
it,
a
I
style,
have it
like the
earlier too. And I
style.
was thinking about it. So what's the style that you use for your MMA? Because it's not just MMA. Is it a specialty you're in, like Aikido, Jiu Jitsu, or
Uh, well, that's everybody probably thinks or views me as like a striker, but I'm also like I'm a pretty decent grappler, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty well rounded. So I always say freestyle. So freestyle's like I just kind of combine everything. But if you
Mm.
see me, you see like more of a boxer sort of style, like I'm gonna sit there and bang with you, that type of style.
Yeah, yeah, because I was seeing and I was like, man, this girl loves throwing that overhand right. That's like her fucking punch.
Yes, I do.
She loves throwing that overhand right. And I was like, damn, I wonder why she didn't go boxing instead of going into MMA. Did you ever think about going the boxing route?
Uh, no, I never have. Yeah, that would be a cool thing to go do, but I guess my heart's just over here, and I was a wrestler predominantly before I was even a striker. My hands
Right.
sucked, really sucked. Like it took me a long time to even get remotely decent. So I'm okay now. I'm okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like I said, I was watching. Because I know we've had conversations before about getting on and trying to get you on to the podcast, but our schedules are kind of wild. With your training and me just never sleeping or whatever. So these last few days when we finally said let's do this or whatever, I binge watched all your fights. I guess the majority of the fights that are on YouTube. And the one thing I noticed, I guess the first major fight that you had was it Valerie Soto? Was that when you first
Yes.
started off? Yeah.
It's not when I first started off, but
Okay.
for my pro, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I know when they were talking about her because she was what is it? Was it XKO or where was she at? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
RKO
she's
or TKO or whatever the. And I know they kept on saying that she was the amateur champion on there, and that this is your debut. And I think you won that fight, right? If I remember correctly, you won a split decision.
yes, and that girl's tough as nails. So for me to have come on top on that one, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and she kind of rocked you in the first round, and you came back and like after the first round, I don't think she stood a chance because like from what I was saying, and again, I don't know shit about MMA. I'm a boxing dude, so I don't know shit about MMA. But I was noticing, I was like, man, this girl, if she ain't choking, trying to rear naked chokehold you, she's throwing that right hand. It's a jab, fake jab, feint, come back with the overhand right, then jab again to set you up with that overhand right again. And I was like, okay, this girl could bang. This girl's a banger. We're working with something now. Who would you want to? Who did you say that you would model your fight game over? Like some of the people that are in the fight game right now. Who are some of your role models in the fight game?
Honestly, it's not popular, but it is. Nate Diaz, like
Oh,
I freaking love that guy. And it's not because you just can't you can't help but admire someone who just goes out there, doesn't care about anything and anyone, and just goes out there and is there to like die on their sword, like they're going
right.
out to bang. And
Yeah.
that was one of my first ones. My second one would be Rose Namajunas. She was always my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
She's just so good at putting everything together. That woman is she's bad. I mean,
Nate's the one that's gonna fight.
bad.
He's gonna fight that Jake Paul or John Paul, whatever dude, right?
Yeah, Jake Paul. Yeah, that's a good fight. I hope he wins.
Do you think that's a good? You think actually that's a good fight? Because I
No,
don't.
I mean it doesn't do any justice for the MMA community at the end of
Right.
the day, you know?
Yeah. That.
But it's like I tell people, as an MMA fighter, you don't get paid shit. You don't get paid shit. Boxers go out there and they make so much money, and they're not even at the top, and they're making
Right.
lots of money.
Right.
And so, if I were Nate Diaz and I were doing this for 20 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
I would take that fight too. That's a
Right.
lot of money.
Yeah. That's one thing that I know my co-host Jules and I we would argue about all the time is that for the pounding that you guys take as an MMA fighter, the ass kicking, with the small gloves and the fact that you're able to throw elbows, it's good. Or you can see how you can sell, right? Because blood sells, right? You cut somebody open, somebody gets cut open right away with an elbow to the head or whatnot, and that has lasting effects. And the fact that I know, cause I think they're showing something about one of the top fighters before McGregor or whatnot. Before you become top of the top, you sign like a 4-year or 4-fight contract for X amount of dollars, and that's what you're getting. You're not getting anything on top of revenue share or door sales or anything like that. And one of the things we keep on saying is that these dudes, for them putting their lives on the line, they're completely robbed for the ass kicking and the grueling torture that you guys got to go through. Now, I know you got a fight coming up, right?
Yes.
That's what, July 16th. Am I right?
Yes.
Damn, I'm right.
Yes.
And then we got a fight too, July 15th. We're doing a little pillow fight for another El Paso native. I'm sure you know Kayla.
Yes, I do. She does some. She used to do some sparring stuff with me.
Oh
to
yeah?
help me out.
Did Jerry get the best of her?
Of course not. But you know what? That's okay. Like, she made me better. She made me better. She made me realize what I needed to work on, and I love her. You can't. I never hate on anybody. She's on a level and a league of her own. Like, that's amazing to see. Her mom and her, awesome.
Yeah, no, Crystal's awesome, amazing. I know we had Kayla on a few times, and one of the times we had her on, we talk shit to her on purpose to say, if you're a girl, how bad can you hit? So we give her some gloves, we let her get a few body shots in us. Girl could bang, man. The girl could bang. She got a good little left hook.
I would have taken a body shot from her.
Yeah, why not? What's the worst she could do? She can't hurt me. I'm a big motherfucker. But yeah, this girl could bang though, and I'm excited for her. In the sport in El Paso, how many other great MMA fighter or really good top of the line MMA fighters are there, as far as either female or males here, that people don't really know about?
Looks at you. I think right now we're barely seeing a little bit of up and comings.
Mm-hmm.
I know a few amateur, like Victor Santillan. My husband is about to turn pro
Okay.
at LFA in August. His name's Jeremy Alba. Who else? Camacho. Anthony Camacho. My bad. I call him by his last name.
Yeah.
Anthony Camacho from Penn. Honestly, like, there's not a lot, and for females, non-existent, unfortunately. I mean,
Really?
we have some girls that train, and they, it's not really like out there.
Mm-hmm.
The last one before me and she was really big. I'm pretty sure you've heard of her. Her name was Cynthia Arceo.
Okay.
And so she's kind of like, how can I say it? She paved a little bit of she paved the road for me, at least a little bit, because it's like, she did it first,
Right. So you could see
mistakes or things that she did, or just like a little look, she's the one who went out there first, and before her was another one, Alita Gray. So it was Alita Gray, it was Cynthia Arceo, and now it's me, and those ladies, they haven't fought as of recently at all.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's kind of like dead. So as far as women, all my partners, they're males.
Oh, they're all males? So
they're all males, and they all mess me up.
so I guess one of the questions, I don't know, we keep on having this question, and with everything going on with everybody using all the pronouns and the he, she's, transgenders and whatnot, and I'm sure you've heard of the fighter Fallon Fox.
Yes.
What's your take on fighting somebody like a Fallon Fox?
gonna say this. You are that. First of all, that's not a woman. That's just a man. Biologically,
Right.
I don't care what you say.
Right.
Transitioning, whatever. Like you have an advantage, and you doing that takes away from actual women. And I
Right.
see it a lot. I see it in running. I see it, and you saw it in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you you take away from women, like you take away from us. You're taking away what we've built, and okay, well then I guess a man just took it away from us. Like that's what it
Right.
looks like.
Yeah.
So, in the end of everything, I think it just really does a disservice for women like us. And also at the end of the day, like you're just going in there like you a man going in there with a woman. I don't care what you say.
Right.
It's just not right. Like if that community wants to be a part of it, then I think they need to have their own league, like a whole, like their own thing. Like,
So it have to be a
don't,
complete transgender league?
yeah, if you want to be, if that's what they want, like, let them do it, like, on their side. Like, I just don't agree with people trying to shove it down other people's throats.
Right. Yeah, because I know that's one of the things that we've really argued about. Because I think they said, even though Fallon Fox is what, like 40 or something like that, 40 something, he or she, or yeah, she's up there in age, but I think the last two fighters, she like cracked their skulls or some shit, because she's been dropping them
Yeah, she
heavy
was a
elbows.
man for forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you can cuss. It's all right. I feel you. That's what I said. It's completely unfair. If that fight came up for you for a few $100K, would you do it?
A few $100K? Fuck no. To get my skull cracked? No. Like, if you give me $1 million, maybe. But no, like a few $100K's not after taxes and everything. You don't
Right.
get jack shit. So
After
to me,
taxes,
like
medical
a few
bills, and all
hundred,
that.
yeah, a
Yeah,
few
it's all
hundred
kind
K.
of shit.
That it just all went to hospital bills. There you go.
Right. Right. I agree. If you were, if so, I know whenever you ask a fighter, where do you see yourself, right now in the ranks of, if you were to put you in the ranks of, say, the top fighters right now, right? Like, say if they were put you in the UFC, like, who do you feel like you could take on right now?
I don't know. I never really think about that. I just I just kind of go with the flow. Like they put me in front of somebody, and I'm just like, okay, this is what I got to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I think what separates anybody, all fighters, from where they're at now and the people up in the top is experience and time.
Mm-hmm.
This sport doesn't. This sport gives you what you put in. So
Right.
and it rewards you. Sometimes it doesn't love you back. I'm gonna say that, but
Yeah.
it does not reward you for the time and growing in that you put in. So, and it's all about who perseveres
Mm-hmm.
forward, who keeps going forward. That's what it is in the sport. So if you keep going forward and you keep persevering and evolving and doing what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
the sport always repays you in full. So that's the difference between top and
Right.
low. But as terms of who I would hang with, I don't know. I mean, I've sparred with people, and I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
You think like a Paige Van Zant?
Yeah, I think so.
Because she hasn't really been around long enough, and I think she's getting she's trying to do the pretty girl thing now with their
Yeah,
OnlyFans and all that.
she shot up really fast. I think that's what happened. With your looks and getting a few good highlight reels,
Right.
that really puts you in a superstar sort of thing. And I guess the UFC, wanted her to be the face because she is marketable.
Right.
But
And
now
then
not,
she's doing bare
you gotta
knuckle
expose.
boxing now, right?
Yeah, she's not doing very well there either.
No, she's too pretty to fight.
Oh.
She shouldn't fight. I have no money, but I'll try to take care of her. I have no money. I could cook up a mean sandwich, so I'll give you that. I could show you some love with some sandwiches, but I got no money.
But fuck it, she did the thing. That's the goal at the end of the day for all fighters. You get up to the top,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to be able to put yourself in any position for you to make income off of it.
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
as a boxer, like I said, as boxing, you can eventually, when you get up there, you can make boxing your priority
Mm-hmm.
and be full time. As an MMA fighter, if you ever even see some of the guys in the top rankings, you'll still see that we're still working, we're still going to school, we're still doing stuff because it's not enough. It's not enough for us to live off of our to be completely full time unless you have like a good support system like family or a
Right.
spouse that takes care of you. So for her to do that, kudos to her.
Yeah. So adding on to that, so like you said, if it's not enough to make it to where you're comfortable, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would somebody put themselves through all that training just to end up, like you said, not having to bust their ass 3 times as hard as opposed to, because in all honesty, to get to the top, right, to get to the creme de la creme, it's one out of every few thousands, 10,000. Just like everybody that's here in football, right? In college, everybody's gonna go to the pros. Well, there's like fucking 400,000 fucking college players, but there's only like maybe less than 1,000 positions in the NFL. And even at that, you're looking at a 3-year maximum longevity that you have. Why would you put yourself through that just to continue and seeing what happens?
Well, for the love of it, first of all.
Yeah.
Second, I think for sure, if I've made it this far and I've been training for 10 years, I've been fighting for about 7, almost 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing fruits of my labor. Like I'm still seeing the fruits of my labor. I'm on a 2-win streak. I just went out to ADCC Open. If you don't know what that is a super huge jiu-jitsu tournament.
Okay.
And they only have a handful of tournaments. So the people you see there,
Mm-hmm.
they're badasses all around the world. You see world champions, all kinds of people in that tournament, and I just placed second there.
Damn. Was that the Eddie Bravo one?
No, that's another one. But see, you want to get on those things. So
Yeah.
I'm barely going out there and putting all my chips out right now. Like I'm going out there and I'm just putting myself out there as much as I can.
Right.
And so I'm seeing fruits of my labor still. So for me, it's like I guess letting me know that keep going,
Right.
you're almost there.
So
And if you ever see or hear fighters, they always see fruits of their labors at year 9, year 10.
Okay, so is that's usually when it starts to, I guess everything starts to come together?
Yes, and that secret, like I told you, it's all about that persevering through everything, because all fighters go through struggles, hardships, and that's what separates the creme of the crop from
Right.
Yeah.
So with all the different jiu-jitsu moves and the different spots that they have your arm bent this way, your legs are bent another way, and look like a human fucking pretzel. Have you had any major injuries?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll show you one right now.
What do you have?
Do you hold on, let me see.
Damn, you're missing Oh shit. What did you
like
punch somebody, or is that from a tooth?
I broke my hand a month ago.
Jesus.
And I don't know how I was doing it or how I'm doing it, but I'm gonna need surgery on it for sure. They already told me that. But I've been still punching with it, grappling with it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why don't you have it taped?
I did, but it came off.
Oh, okay. So did that keep on just getting flaring up while you're grappling? Since you need the surgery, does it keep on getting puffed up and just falling apart?
Well, no, that's the calcification. It's gonna stay like that. I'm gonna have a nice little ball right here.
Ooh. So when you
So
bitch slap somebody, like you're really gonna be able to hit them with all bone. Damn, you have to tell your hubby to be careful because if you bitch slap him, it's gonna be on.
I know. He feels like it's another head growing on your hand right here. And I was like, I know.
But you haven't had any shoulder tears, any maybe.
I have a knee injury, but my knee injury, it's been pretty healed, and I take care of it, so it doesn't really bother me at
Mm-hmm.
all. Other than that, I've been very lucky and blessed to not have as much injuries, especially since I have an autoimmune disease too. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I haven't broken in half yet. So
Yeah. So I don't know with your fight coming up in what is it, 3 weeks now?
yeah.
Yeah. So I know like a boxer, right? A boxer usually before they have a fight, they have like a 6 to 8 week training camp. What does your when you're get a fight coming up, like how long in advance do you have a training camp for?
Uh, that's the same thing. So it's 6 to 8 weeks. You never really want to be in camp for too long.
Right,
I
because
do
you.
train I train every day. Like whether I have a camp or not, I'm pretty set in my schedule. So it's like I'm always getting ready
Mm-hmm.
for a fight. The only difference between fight and regular training is the sparrings, the I guess different things that we work on,
Okay.
and timing, putting together stuff. But other than that, I'm always training year round.
Right. All right. So you're a gym rat.
Yeah.
So what does a normal day of training look like for you?
Um, let's see. If it's on a Tuesday, I'm getting up at 6 a.m.
Damn.
6 to 7. I'm in here doing striking. Sometimes I'm getting hit in the face at 6 a.m. It's not
Jesus.
so fun.
That's one way to wake up.
That's a rude way to wake up.
Yeah, that's a rude awakening.
I do strength and conditioning. No, strength and conditioning after, and then I go to jujitsu. That's already 3 hours.
Right.
And then depending, sometimes we have noon training, like if we want to get extra work in, hence training for fight camps.
Right.
We'll extend our practice about 30 minutes to an hour longer, and then at night I get a little gap, and then at night I go back in for another hour and a half. So I'm
Damn.
pretty much in the gym all day.
So
Except
the week.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So the week leading up to the fight, are you generally right on weight, or do you have to? Are you one of the fighters that needs to cut weight like 2 days or 3 days before you're doing the saunas and all that?
Well, all fighters do it, but I'm always close to my weight since I'm on the smaller end, I guess.
Right.
So I walk around at 125 or 123, 125 when I'm in camp. And then I don't cut until the week of, just because again, my condition, me cutting weight too soon, it's just never ends good. So
Right.
I'll just we have a little routine. It keeps my weight down. I'm cutting down weight little by little during the week, and then I cut the last 5 pounds in the tub the day before.
The day before, damn. Okay, and I know
you don't want to be at a small weight too early.
Right. Yeah, because either way, is there. So after the weigh-in, right? Because I know usually you weigh in the day before, and do you also weigh in the day of the fight? So after
No.
you weigh in, no, you don't weigh in. It's just the day before then.
Yes.
Okay. So after that, how much more do you, or how much do you gain usually from the weigh-in to the actual fight?
Off the back, for sure, 10 pounds.
Okay, it's all water weight though, right?
Yeah, so you gain it back pretty fast.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So
And
then
it's
you're back to your
yeah,
normal walking weight.
and you have to eat the good stuff, or you put on some bad. You put back on bad weight, bad water weight.
So what's the good stuff? What do you mean by that?
So like when you weigh in, you don't go and eat pizza or
Right.
wings and all that shit because that's just gonna bloat you. So you gotta make sure like you're eating. Like for me, I like to eat like a lot of protein, like steak, something heavy, and then I'll start going light because
Mm-hmm.
my first initial meal is heavy, and then I go light like fish, and I'll continue like maybe I put some carbs, and I have like a little bit of sugars, and I have like a lot of water or Pedialytes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Pickle juice, pickle
Pickle
juice,
juice.
very
That's for
important.
your cramps, right?
Yeah.
So you don't cramp up.
Yes. Yes. I drink a lot of it. It's so good.
Oh shit. So I know you're mentioning a few times you have an autoimmune issue. Is
Yes.
that the because I know on your bio you say you're an advocate also for was it lupus?
Yeah.
Is that something that you? So I take it that's something that you deal with then?
Yeah. Like right now, like you'll see, like you see my feet.
Mm-hmm.
This
You
has
got
been under my feet, and it's been getting worse for like the past 4 weeks, just
okay,
because my body slow to heal. If that makes
okay.
sense.
So so
So
for
stuff like that.
so for those of us that don't know anything about what lupus actually is, because I know that they mentioned I think Selena Gomez had lupus also, and with her you could just tell because she'd have flare ups on the face or whatnot. For those of us that don't know what it is, like myself, what exactly is lupus, and how is it different between person to person?
So lupus basically, so when you're sick, you generate things that your body fights off, infection or sickness, right?
Yeah.
So my body tricks itself into doing that, and when there's no sickness, so it's like it's not fighting an infection or anything like that. It's attacking yourself.
Right.
So it's attacking its own um, my own body. So it can have an effect on my heart, my brain. You see skin, wounds,
Mm-hmm.
um, everything. So it's still super unknown, and it differs from person to person because nobody even knows how it's caused,
Right.
or and anything can really set it off. But there is like a common thing like between it. Like you see, like you said, rashes. I
Mm-hmm.
do get rashes. I when I'm in the heat, especially like in a 110-degree gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I do get raised bumps like on my face, or sometimes I'll get on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten on my hands before, um, and sometimes it'll go away right away, and sometimes it'll stay there for weeks, just
Damn.
depending on the body. Um, for sure, I have swollen joints every day. That's
Yeah.
not fun. Like an old person. It's like
Damn.
you're waking up, you're like old, and you like have that all that water retention in your little hands
Damn.
and feet already. I
Shots
shouldn't have
fired.
that already.
Shots fired. God damn. Okay. We're at that level then. All right. I mean, you ain't lying, but you ain't lying, but goddamn, okay, we're mad comfortable now. Damn. So is it like a chronic fatigue that comes with this too?
Yes, especially that's like I always tell them I'm always tired, and it's true.
Mm.
I'm always tired. So they're like, "Why are you taking pre-workout?" And I'm like, if you woke up as tired as I did, like you would be taking it too. Like I like want to, if I can, I'll sleep all day. Um, and it's because my body needs and requires a lot more rest. So
Right.
you'll see me like on the weekend, I'm like in a sleep coma, like I'm in sleep coma, like forever. Like
Yeah.
if I'm not in here, I'm asleep. Don't bother me.
Damn. Do you do those
I'm in my.
ice plunges? Those ice baths?
I You know, they're good for me, and at the same time, it hurts me. It really
Mm,
hurts me. Like, I mean, obviously, the benefits of it is awesome. They're awesome. So I guess
right.
I should just suck it up. But it hurts. Like even the air conditioner, having the air conditioner hurts my bones. I rather be in the heat and have like
Or
rash
yeah.
than be cold and my bones hurting.
So do you have bad? I know here in El Paso they're called rumas. I guess like do you have that? Where your
What's
bone
that?
rumas are basically like like when it's gonna rain, your bones start to hurt because you're I guess
Oh,
they're like growing pains. I guess are
yes,
what they are referred to. But here in El Paso they're rumas, and your bones hurt like when it's gonna rain or when it's windy or whatever the fuck.
yes.
Damn.
Yes. And, you know, it's and those are like the worst days. Like they're just like there's no reason. But I feel like an old lady.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel you. Me too. I feel like an old lady too. Shit, I get hot flashes and
Yeah.
everything. Have you ever had a crazy flare up like right when you're having a fight during the fight or like
Yes.
how do you come back from that? Like how do you push yourself through that? Like I can't comprehend that. Like as it is right now, like you said, I'm old and when I wake up, like it takes me a while to get up and even think about like I have to make life choices. I'm like, do I really got to go to work? Like I got to sit there. But I mean, it's one thing to go to work and you're in an office or whatever. It's another thing to go into work and you're throwing hands. How do you psych yourself up
Um,
to go through that?
for training, it's if it's just for training, I suck it up. So there's this joke around the gym, and all the
Mm-hmm.
coaches know it. 'Cause here in El Paso for MMA, I
Mm-hmm.
use multiple gyms. So you see, I go to four gyms,
Okay.
and so I have four different coaches. And anyways, all of them will tell you the same thing.
Mm.
I cry. I cry from beginning to end. And you'll see me, I'm throwing chingazos, but I'm crying at the same time. Because I'm hurting and I'm pushing myself, but I'm crying. So it'll throw people off at first, but
Mm.
after a while you get over it and you're like, oh, okay, she's okay. She's just crying. Just let her cry over there.
Tears of joy.
Something like that. So they just all ignore me when I cry.
That's not good. So if it's actual sadness, you're like, she'll get over it.
Yeah, they they know like because you'll just see in training like we're going hard and then I'm pushing myself and then I'm crying. They're like, oh, just be quiet. Just go. And I'm like, just punching.
That's part of the training.
That's part of
Yeah.
it.
You see that
But
like I said, that makes it even more impressive what you do to go through all that with this continual fatigue, this busted ass hand that you got, that busted ass hand that you got, and you're still going through it. That's fucking nuts, man. You gotta something ain't right with you, girl. Like something like you gotta have a screw loose to fucking get in there and do all
no,
this
this is
shit.
all like I put my chips all in one basket. So
It's this or nothing.
it's do or die. Well, I mean, I do have a backup. Like, I'm not gonna say I don't. Like, I'm going to school, but that's for me. This is like I didn't put all my work towards that. I put all my work towards in this gym, so
Right.
it's gonna pay off. I don't care what anyone says. It's gonna pay off.
Girl, well, from what I've seen, it looks like it's paying off. Like you said, little by little, you got to start somewhere to get somewhere, right?
Yes, sir. Someone
So
has to do it.
there you go. So what's your backup plan?
Well, it's not a backup plan. It's like kind of like I can't fight forever sort of
Right.
thing. So this is like my life after fighting.
So what's your part two? It's a part two. We'll go with that.
Well, while I'm twiddling my thumbs playing fighter, I'm doing my master's program in clinical psychology,
Oh,
and I'm trying to go all the way. I want to try and go get my doctorate.
for a psychologist?
So
Cause
yeah, I want to be a psychiatrist and go ahead and open up my own business, my own wellness center, I should say.
Okay, because and would you focus more like on sports psychology, or would it be just psychology and like the open? Because now it's because the degree is what's what's the name of the degree? Because it's like a big umbrella now. It's not just one specific area of expertise, right?
Yeah, so what I'm doing is clinical psychology is like if you want to be a therapist or if you want to work in the mental health hospitals, you need to have a clinical psychology degree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am putting an emphasis in marriage and couples counseling, so
Okay.
that will be super fun. Um, and the wellness center really would focus on not just therapy, but it can be sort of like maybe unorthodox sort of like like a retreat that you go away for like I need to get away for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it would be like doing like maybe I don't know if you've ever seen like rage rooms and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like I'm thinking like maybe down that alley, like different rooms of different things and like just incorporating like therapy and actual treatment within that sort of realm.
Have you looked
That'd be
into
cool.
the ayahuasca
Yeah,
retreats?
so yes. Um, Me and my friend are supposed to do it together. She's done it, but
Okay.
she wants to take me along with her. So I'm gonna experience that pretty soon.
So,
Wish me
so
luck. There's a
uh,
lot of vomiting apparently.
that's what I hear. I mean, it worked great for Aaron Rodgers. So I mean, shit, he loves that shit. But
It,
why is mental health so
it gives
important
you
to
some
you?
awakening.
Yeah, you get to really see yourself.
What was the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So why is mental health so important to you? So why focus in on that?
Um, because I guess like I've struggled with a lot with like again, my struggles and everything and um when I was like 20, I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do not take medication. So that's not for everybody. That's not for me to say not to take medication.
Right.
Um, but it's helped me. It's so important to me to get help and get the right kind of help because it can really like just to help you like live a regular life, help you recognize yourself and um, when you're going through like episodes. Like for me, being bipolar, they say you have highs and lows, lots of highs and lows.
Right.
And for me to recognize when I'm going highs and lows is big. Like your actions, how your emotions, how you're acting, and situations that really, really, really trigger those episodes are super important. And so I've learned, um, not through therapy, but through life coaching,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm responsible for myself and my decisions and everything I do, and the people I have around me, and all of that. So, what I have control over is who I have around me and what I'm doing and how I react to things.
Right.
And that has really, really, really helped me stabilize in my life and really improve the environment and things that I'm doing, including my training, including the way I go fight, including, just being an all around better person. So um, that's why it's so important to me. With the right help, a lot of people, I truly think a lot of people can be better. I feel like we are stuck in an era of being a victim.
So you think we're stuck in an era of being a victim as far as whenever something goes wrong, all of a sudden everybody's out to get us?
Yeah, or like people like always blame everything or everybody or their circumstances instead of just really like, you know, the only person who has control of your life and the only person who can change their lives is themselves.
It's all
And that's not
accountability.
to say everybody. Yes, accountability. Um, Shitty things happen to people, unfortunately. You can't control that. But how you react to it and how you come out on the other end, that's up to you.
So I know how you said with the bipolarness you have, your highs and your lows. Whenever the few times that you've experienced a loss, do the lows come in at that time, or do you have a way or somebody like maybe your husband that helps you maintain like an even keel?
Well, he's barely coming. Like he's barely like our relationship is super new, so he hasn't experienced a loss with me.
Okay.
But my first loss coming back into after a 2 year layoff,
Mm-hmm.
I lost. But that didn't drive me into a low. Like I said, I have control of the people I have around me, and changing my environment and having the right people around me um, really kept me going, and really, honestly, it motivated me more to continue to do what I'm doing.
Damn, that's
So
like damn,
it
that's
didn't
even
send
dope.
yeah, it didn't send me into a worse place. It helped me realize what I need to change. And honestly, that loss, my first loss coming back from that 2 year layoff, helped me realize that I needed to take more accountability for myself and make choices for myself and to speak up for myself. If I wouldn't have lost, I don't think I would have ever made those changes.
And who was that lost to? Was that the loss with that Crystal Vanessa Demopoulos? I can't even say that girl's name.
Demopolis?
That one. Was that?
uh, no, I was actually still with the same coach. And see, that I went into a low. It
Okay.
was actually against Melissa Amaya. It was back in at the end of 2021 in
Uh-huh.
November. And it was my first time back after a 2 year layoff. And I lost like terribly. Terribly, I tell you. When I say terribly, I got choked the fuck out.
Oh
so,
shit.
so I was embarrassed, and I did feel like I wasn't sure, like I was questioning myself. But the person I had next to me during that time at that fight, because I
Mm-hmm.
had barely transitioned coaches and camps and everything, uh, that coach that was with me, he really pushed me. He said, "No, we're gonna come back and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna we're gonna fix this. We're gonna come back and we're gonna win." It's like you need to just keep going. This is not the end. You just keep going.
Yeah.
And I like looked at him, and it was like hard for me to like swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But I came back. I took a week to myself. I
Okay.
I decided to like get a life coach because I felt like I was everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I really started to make changes in my life for myself personally and professionally, and that's really, really, really what helped me turn turn everything around.
Was that loss? Was it ring rust or was it just that fighter was better?
I think it was both, but at the end of the day, what makes a fighter better is you can be good and you can be good in the gym.
Right.
All that counts is that you need to show up. You
Right.
got to show up on fight day. And
Damn.
I didn't show up. So at the end of the day, I can say all I want that I am better than her or not, but she choked me out. So
Right. Is it easier, do you think, for a fighter? So I guess it's different with an MMA fighter, right? Is it easier to come back from a knockout, or is it easier to come back from a tap out?
ooh, I'm gonna say a tap out because you as the fighter can just tap
Mm-hmm.
and save your limb.
Right.
And a knockout, you're running the risk of like how bad that head injury or concussion was.
Yeah.
So,
That.
and honestly, when you get knocked out, it kind of it leaves you a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
not all there.
Yeah, because I know, like, when most boxers, especially, first of all, to be a fighter, you have to have that mentality that nobody can hurt you. You have that mentality that no matter what anybody throws at you, you're above it all. And when you finally get rocked for the first time, it's a very difficult thing to overcome because not only does it take you out, physically, right off the bat, but emotionally, it hurts you because now you start doubting yourself if you're really that person. You know what I mean? If you're really that beast that you thought you were, and then because I, I
Well, That's one way. That's the one way to think about it. The other way
Mm-hmm.
is like, fuck, I better come back and I'm throwing all in, all out. If they're gonna take me out, they better take me out. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Like that's exactly how I think. They
Okay.
rock me, fuck it. I'm going out then. Like they better finish me right now. That's what
Yeah.
I would think.
Because I think there's very few boxers that I've actually seen come back that way. Like the only one I can really think about right now is Pacquiao. After being knocked out cold, he'll come back the next fight and kill the next three people. Like it's a very rare thing to do. But I mean, yeah, because I mean to get tapped out, like you said, to get choked out, that's a lot of that could lead to if I would have moved a certain way on this one move, I would have been able to get out of it, as opposed to getting clocked with the right hand that you didn't see coming out of anywhere. That leaves a different mental scar.
Yeah, that's those things are unpredictable.
Absolutely. So again, July 16th. Where's your fight at?
It's in San Antonio.
San Antonio, and you're fighting under for which company or which division is it?
It's for the 115 pounds at Fury FC.
Fury FC, and that's gonna be broadcast on the internet as well, or
On UFC Fight Pass.
UFC Fight Pass. That's right. That's where I saw it. Let me ask you a question. I know this is completely weird, but I think one of the fights I had seen, hell, I think it was the last fight that you had, that it said that it was sponsored by OnlyFans. Is that right?
I don't think that was mine. I think that's the company. Their thing is sponsored by OnlyFans. The Fury FC. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's I think OnlyFans sponsors them, yeah.
So I mean, because so I don't know how that works. I've always thought OnlyFans was for people trying to do their amateurisms and all the nakedness and whatnot. Then when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, what? Did I tune into the wrong fight? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was
No,
like, what the
it's
fuck?
changed.
I caught the wrong one.
That platform has changed.
Is it? So now
So
is that like a
yes,
pay-per-view fight too now for OnlyFans, or like I don't get it? Like
so
I was
I
mad confused.
so OnlyFans before obviously was for that, for like obviously it was for those kinds of things. But
Hmm.
now, if you see a lot of fighters use it for like vlogs, and people pay for it, like
What?
vlogs, techniques, like exclusive content. Yeah, you don't have to go show your ass out there.
That's
People will pay
bullshit.
for it.
Y'all got to show respect to OnlyFans.
I'm just saying. If you
Put
want to throw out some sexy pics, then I guess that's on you. But
yeah, put some respect on that name for OnlyFans. They've been through a lot to get to where they've been. Just saying.
they've become commercialized.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Go with the times, because I mean, whatever brings in money, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So before we head out and before we do a last plug, these last few days, I don't know if you've heard, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg want to go at it in a cage match. Who would you put money on?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Really? Yeah,
Elon
because
Musk doesn't even look like he can like he looks like he can't even breathe.
Elon is a fucking alien. He can't do nothing to Elon. That dude is an alien or a robot. But Zuckerberg, yeah, but supposedly Zuckerberg's been training for a few years already, jiu-jitsu or something, allegedly. But I don't think he's going to train with somebody who's actually going to put it on him, because who's going to be known as a dude that fucked up Mark Zuckerberg and then you want to be done in, you know what I mean? You're definitely off Facebook
Elon
after
Musk?
that. You definitely have no friends
Yeah, I
on
would be.
Facebook after that. So you'd
No
put money
friends
on Zuckerberg?
anywhere. I put money on Zuckerberg.
Tap out or knockout?
I don't know. I say
Yes, talk all this shit about Elon, but I don't know.
I'll just I'll say submission. You know?
Oh, I got Elon coming with the overhand hook that nobody's ever going to see. He's going to put him in his night bed. So July
Gotta lose
15th.
belly first.
Hey, you can't never go against an alien. Never go bet against an alien. July 5th, July 16th coming up. If I know to get to there and whatnot, we always ask for sponsorships. Like I know we've been doing that with the pillow fight we got coming up for Kayla. Where if somebody would like to jump in and help you out, where can they reach out to you so they can help promote or do whatever it is to help you get to where you got to go?
They can contact me via Instagram or Facebook. Send me a message. So again, those are at Andrea Virginia MMA_ and just Andrea Amaro on Facebook. If you shoot me a DM, I'll let you know like what we can work out, because ultimately they're helping me out, and
right.
Try to make relationships with my sponsors.
Absolutely awesome. So, any last words before we call it a wrap? Any last words as far as either on the fight game or the mental health or anything that you feel passionate about? No pressure. No pressure. No pressure.
Thank you for having me on. Be mindful, stay mindful. That's what I always tell people. Stay mindful. And no, like other than that, I hope you guys tune in, watch me fight, and win, lose, I'm going all out. Like it's gonna be a super cool fight to watch.
Well, I will say this, like I said, since I've been binging your fights, you're a fucking animal. You are. You do not stop. Especially now knowing what I know now from what I've discovered in this conversation with you, everything that you have been through, going through, and are going to go through. You are an amazing fucking person. I appreciate you taking the time for us, not only to do this, podcast, but to introduce some of our people to, to see somebody who could be a role model. I think is always fucking important because everybody wants to believe that they're the only ones that go through shit, and I like to show people there's other people out here that have been through stuff and have made a change and have made it a positive. Again, July 16th, I expect to see your hand raised at the end of the fight. I expect for you to whoop some ass. And it was a Fury SC, is that what it was? What? All right. The San Antonio. Is that the naked dude? What up?
Yes.
So that's July 16th. We'll try to tune in. If you guys want to get at her, guys, please, we need to get some sponsorship from her. Andrea Amaro, look her up on Instagram at Andrea Virginia MMA_. I'll put it in the content in the YouTube. I'll put it in on the Spotify, everywhere we're at. As always, don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. Best of luck, Andrea.
Yeah.
Deuces.